You're not broke because you're lazy. You're not struggling because you didn't work hard enough. And you're definitely not in this position because you made one big obvious mistake. The truth is far more uncomfortable than that. The reason most people never get ahead financially isn't because of what they know, it's because of what they feel. The invisible psychological patterns running quietly in the background, shaping every purchase, every decision, every justification, while you stand there wondering where your paycheck went. And here's what's terrifying. These traps aren't random. They're built into modern life, into the way prices are displayed, into the way your friends talk about money, into the algorithm feeding you a lifestyle you never consciously chose. Most people will go their entire lives without noticing any of this. Today that changes. By the end of this, you'll see money completely differently. Not because I'm going to give you a budget template or a 5-step savings plan, but because once you see these psychological traps clearly, really clearly, you can't unsee them. And that awareness alone is worth more than any financial advice you've ever been given. Let's start with the one that hits the hardest. Trap 1. The lifestyle creep. You never felt coming. Remember when you got your first real raise? Maybe it was a promotion. Maybe it was a new job. And for a brief, beautiful moment, you felt it. That feeling of finally. Finally, things are going to be different. Finally, you'll be able to save more, stress less, breathe easier. And then quietly, without any single dramatic decision, your life got more expensive, not because you went out and bought a yacht, but because you started getting the slightly nicer groceries. You upgraded your phone plan. You started ordering delivery a few more times a week because you earned it. You moved to a slightly bigger apartment because, well, you could. Each individual choice was completely reasonable. Each one felt justified. And together they consumed your raise entirely, sometimes more than entirely. This is lifestyle creep. And the psychological reason it's so dangerous is that it never feels like a trap. It feels like progress. Your brain is constantly calibrating what feels normal for someone at your income level. And every time that income rises, normal recalibrates upward almost immediately. The hedonic treadmill doesn't just keep you in place, it actively pulls you forward into spending more while convincing you you're finally moving ahead. The people who escape this trap don't earn more willpower. They create rules before the income arrives. They decide in advance what normal looks like, and they protect that definition fiercely. But here's the deeper problem. Trap 2, the comparison. That's quietly bankrupting you. There's a psychological principle called social comparison theory, and it basically says this: humans don't evaluate their wealth in absolute terms. We evaluate it relative to the people around us, which sounds harmless, until you realize who you're comparing yourself to now. For most of human history, you compared yourself to your neighbors, your co-workers, people who existed in the same physical world as you. That was already difficult enough. But now, you're comparing yourself to a curated highlight reel of the most financially performative moments of thousands of people simultaneously. Someone's vacation in Santorini, someone's new car, someone's home renovation reveal, someone's casual designer outfit. And your brain, which evolved to assess social standing in a tribe of 150 people, cannot process the fact that this is manufactured. It just feels like falling behind. The dangerous part isn't the envy. The dangerous part is what you do with the envy. The quiet spending decisions made to close a gap that doesn't actually exist. The purchase that wasn't really for you, it was for the imaginary audience watching your life. Studies consistently show that people living in high-income neighborhoods, even with the same salary, save less than people in lower-income neighborhoods. The comparison pressure physically alters financial behavior. You're not just buying things, you're buying relief from social anxiety. And social media turned that anxiety dial up to 11 permanently.